Hello everybody and welcome to another video of Let's Discuss. And for this video, we're going to go back to the WWF, or we'll actually stay with WWF, for a very different kind of album compared to the last three we reviewed.
Yep, no, absolutely. This is going to be a much different one because I believe this is going to be the first one that we're really talking about where a majority of the songs on there are actual theme songs. And I think this might be where at least this company, WWE/WWF, where that becomes standard for them for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
With exception to a few off albums, which we'll talk about obviously when that time comes. But yeah, this is going to be a bit different than the ones we previously did. It's no Slam Jam, folks.
We'll never be Slam Jam to you.
What will be Slam Jam?
I don't know.
Well, actually, the word Slam Jam is in this album, though, now that I'm looking at it. Again, I forgot about that. But okay, go ahead. Let's
All right.
The album.
So the album that we're going to be talking about is Full Metal, the album. Which, now that I think about it, that's a little bit weird for a title for, WWF and, the mid-90s. It's a weird, title, but I can live with that, It's not.
Now, this also, I believe, and please correct me if I'm wrong, is even though it's called Full Metal, it's volume 1 of what would become a regular series. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
So just in case you're wondering, then the reason I bring that up is because I don't want anyone to listen to this and then like all of a sudden the next one's volume 2, and people that weren't around during that time, they're going to be asking, why didn't you do volume 1? This is volume 1. It just doesn't say it in the title.
Exactly. So there are 14 tracks on the album, and the first one, if you know by the guitar riff, you know the song. Well, you don't know. Well, you know the riff. You know what theme it comes from. But the song is called "We're All Together Now," performed by some of the WWF superstars and Slam Jam.
Yes, it's back.
Now,
not in the form I wanted to be.
Right. I actually have up here, real quick, the members of Slam Jam.
For single member, you're saying one member of Slam Jam.
Well, there actually there's 6 members of the group.
Okay.
John Olivia, who sings this song, "We're All Together Now," is in Sabotage, which I've never heard of, and
I think I somewhat remember Sabotage from somewhere.
And the Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Really?
I did not know that. That's surprising. And my folks love, Trans-Siberian Orchestra, especially during the holidays.
Have they ever gone to a concert?
No, and I think they would have a good time too.
I think so too. If you've been to a Trans-Siberian Orchestra concert and you enjoyed it, hit the like button and let us know how your experience was in the comments. Yes, I know it has nothing to do with what we should be talking about, but I'm curious.
Yeah. Okay. Also, Michael Begamy, I apologize if I messed that word or that name wrong, and Ollie Schneider from the band Such a Surge. They sing the next song that we'll talk about after this. Scott Ian from Anthrax. If you don't know who Scott Ian is, go to your local library. There's probably stuff about him. Kenny Hickey from Type O Negative. Those two are on guitar.
Okay.
Gary Meskill from Crumbsuckers and Propane are on bass. And Tim Millar plays drums, and he is from Overkill.
This was a big collective effort for this song, I must say.
I know, for the 2 songs. But no, you know what? Yes, this, the guitar riff does end up becoming, the theme for Raw during the Attitude Era. But this is such a good opening song to this album. It's just, in your face. They're not screaming, but it's in your face. Good music. Everyone could bang their head to it. I loved this song. One of my
And
favorites.
wrestlers say things on it, which is a plus for me.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Well, because this song didn't have enough people on there. Who was in there from? Do you remember from the actual wrestler side of things? I
I
know Razor
remember.
Ramon,
Yep, and
Diesel was
Diesel.
in it.
Those are the two obvious.
Bret Hart,
Undertaker.
I believe, is in
Yeah,
it too.
Bret Hart's in there. Undertaker's in there. I think Shawn Michaels is in this one. I
I
think.
don't know. I'm iffy on Michaels for whatever reason. The
Yeah.
only thing is, I remember one of these songs. I know ends with the with Bret Hart saying "Best there is,
Best there was,
best
best
there
there
ever
ever will be.
And Paul Bear's in it too.
Yeah.
Actually, now that I remember as well.
And Brett's got to sneak his catchphrase in right at the end, folks.
Right. I'm a big fan of this song.
Yeah.
I probably like this one way more over the other one that we're going to probably talk about.
Well, that is the next song, and it's called "Thorn in Your Eye," which was the opening song for Raw.
I feel like they've switched though, like every once in a while, or like one of them was the second hour.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like they shared. They were Raw opening song buddies. They shared the time with each other.
Raw opening song buddies. We'll have a cartoon show for that.
Featuring everyone that we just mentioned. Because this was, like I said, this might be one of the biggest group efforts I've ever heard for just one or two songs in general.
Yeah, and we don't hear from them ever again the rest of the album. I do prefer the first song over this, but it is the end where they start that little rap there that is really the best part.
Mm-hmm.
But this is all right, but I do prefer the first song over Thorn in Your Eye.
I do as well.
Okay, so now we go into all the wrestlers' themes at this point.
Except for one.
Yeah, except for one. That's true. Okay, so now we go to Diesel with Diesel Blues, or as I like to call it, just another generic blues song.
I don't know. I like the Diesel song. I have to say, I put it over some of these other ones on my list.
I mean, it's not bad. I mean, it's a good song, but it's just, it's just like every type of blues song that you hear.
Mm-hmm.
With the exception of this one has, diesel motor.
Right. That's who it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that's really the best way to describe it. So, after that, and I'm going to say it right now, this is probably the earliest I've said this so far. This next one's my least favorite song on the album. King Mabel with The Lion King.
Can you spell that, please?
Lyin.
And isn't there a mark after that?
Yes.
I don't remember what the mark is.
Yeah. Lyin apostrophe.
Thank you.
King.
There are some songs, and I'll probably say this a couple of times throughout our entire series, that, like, for the most part in the past, you'd have the song, and you really didn't have lyrics to it. This is one of and sometimes I think that they do call for lyrics, and even albums have spawned from, people doing just that. But there are other times where I feel like they've added lyrics and there was no reason for them. Like the one that comes to mind, in my opinion, and I don't even know if it's on an album, would be like the Jeff Hardy song for WWE.
Okay.
I don't believe that ever should have had lyrics. I don't think there was any reason for it. That being said, I think this one, The Lion King, which is King Mabel, I think that would have done better with lyrics. I think that there's a beat there that is someone can easily do, or could have easily. It's probably not going to come back.
Right.
Could have done a rap or a hip hop version that more gave an idea of King Mabel.
Yeah.
At that time.
because
Because
all
I
of,
think it has a good beat. I think it's just very generic, though.
yeah, especially when all you hear are, police sirens and ambulance sirens, and it's like, I hear that crap every day. Come on, really?
Hey, it's not as bad as Scott Steiner's.
That's true.
Because
That is true.
it wasn't Scott Steiner's just the siren
Yeah,
on
just a
WCW.
siren. Yeah.
A siren, yeah.
uh, so after that, next up is the 1-2-3 Kid with 1-2-3. You know what? This is sort of an energetic song. And like it pumps you up. You hear that 1-2-3, and it goes right into the little beat that it has, and it's sort of energetic.
I'll agree with you with the 1-2-3 part. Not so much for the other one. Like that pumped me up, but then I mean the song's okay, and certainly there have been worse. But I don't know. This is one of those songs that's in the middle for me.
All right. All right. Next up is Gold Dust with, Gold Dust. This song fit the character perfectly.
At the time.
Yeah, at the time it did. Obviously, now with the remix of him and Cody Rhodes, which is not that bad. It's
I
not.
don't know. I've actually not heard that.
But
it is a way different character back then than it was.
Yeah. Oh
since
my
then.
gosh. Yes. Oh my gosh. This was one of those that could and would push the envelope when needed to. And
I was a big fan of this song.
this is one of the better songs off the album.
I would agree with that.
Although, and I actually saw this a moment ago when getting ready for this. For all of you fans that watch us in Germany, they actually released a different album cover where Goldust is not on the album because of the character.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, which I did not know. So, but yeah, here in the U.S., Goldust is on the album. He's on the cover. In Germany, he's nowhere near it. So
is that Goldust calling in?
maybe he's
Goldust
calling,
saying how great his song is, how good he used to be.
maybe he's telling us to stop talking about the German cover.
Maybe.
Uh, now we go to the Smokin' Guns with Smokin'.
As a kid, I was really a big fan of the Smoking Guns. Actually, I don't know what it was, and I really liked the song. So
It was the
I was a fan of this song.
It was the Guns.
Probably.
I know they're blanks, but when they came in and then they shoot them at the end of the gun, at the end of the barrel.
And it was a very I felt the song fit them well. They look going back to or not going back to because it was never mentioned. Like they really the song, the outfits, the names. It felt like a real good tag team.
Mm-hmm. Now, let me ask real quick, and this is off the topic for a second.
Sure.
Would you put the Smoking Guns in the discussion of one of the best tag teams WWE ever had?
I don't know about that, but I do think they're a bit of an underrated tag team.
Okay. I was just curious, because you never hear the discussion of, the Smoking Guns, they're one of the best tag teams of all time.
You don't hear anything about the Smoking Guns, and that's why I think they're underrated. I think that they were. I mean, it was. I remember back then there wasn't that many teams, but I always felt like they were always the secondary. Well, they were the secondary for the good guys for the Steiners at the time.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think I kind of liked the Guns a little more for a little bit there than the Steiners.
And the thing was, they did have, as far as I remember, a bit of longevity as a team. Because, some teams, especially today, most teams are together for 6 months to a year. These guys were together for 3 years.
They were out. Yeah, they were a long time.
Yeah. So that holds a plus for them. That's a positive. If you ever
Absolutely.
if you ever want to bring a discussion of the best tag teams WWE ever had. All right. Next one, Psycho Sid with Psycho Dance.
I mean, this was okay. I'm in the. I think I'm going to put this one with the kid,
Mm-hmm.
where I'm kind of in the middle. I like the very beginning,
Oh yeah.
and then we're like, okay. I feel like though there's been two different versions of his song for some reason. Maybe I'm imagining that. Maybe because I know he's on another album in the future too. I'm almost sure about that.
Yeah.
I'll compare and see if there's any difference there.
Okay. Yeah, I mean the beginning is good. And it's like a slow build up to when he becomes Psycho,
Mm.
and then it goes back down. But I'm gonna say right now, because we're basically halfway through this, the song titles suck for this album. I mean, besides the first two, Diesel Blues, The Lion King, 1, 2, 3. Can you think of anything more creative?
Well, what about the Goldust one? What's his called?
Gold Dust.
Thank you. So I think I would agree with you there.
Ah,
Although there is one great title at the very end of this album.
yep, which we'll get to a little later. Next one is Razor Ramon with Bad Guy.
I'm a fan of the Razor Ramon song. I like the Razor Ramon song. I don't really think I have much else to say other than that.
Especially right at the beginning when they have that,
Oh yeah, that
coming
sounds
in.
very very familiar.
Yeah,
It's
and
like I just pressed play on the theme song right now.
and then it just goes into its beat and it worked. Either way, as a face or a heel, this was a good song for him.
Yeah, that's true. It could be interchangeable with that. I agree with that. And I think he did have both of them when he was first the bad guy as a bad guy, and then when he became good,
The good bad guy.
the good bad guy. Yeah.
Uh, all right. Next one is Bret Hart with Heart Attack. Everyone knows this song just by the beginning.
I love this song. Well, I was always a big fan of the Bret Hart, the original song. To my knowledge, and please correct me if I'm wrong, they have changed that since, correct?
Yeah.
Which is terrible, but whatever.
It's
Yeah.
worse.
Sorry?
The one that they got right now just sucks.
I'm sure.
But
I'm sure that I knew they had to ruin that somehow.
mm-hmm.
But anyway, the theme song for Bret Hart, yeah, big fan of it. Just in general, like probably one of my favorite tracks on this album.
I'm gonna be biased here. When he was with Jim Neidhart, when they had another version, I liked that one over this myself because I like the team and the song. But this is a good song.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna take that away. This is a good song. It's basically what you would think of when you see Bret Hart or when you hear Bret Hart. Just
not anymore.
Well, yeah, not anymore.
Apparently.
Right. All right. The next song is probably the most beautiful song we're gonna hear out of all of them, just based on what we get as far as orchestra and other stuff go. It's Hakushi with Angel.
Wow, what a lead up you did for that one. I was gonna say, and this is probably my least favorite song on the
album.
I feel like if I had this song on loop, that it can be used like as sleep music.
Oh, I don't know.
Like how you can get like those like forest sounds and light music on YouTube. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just put the Hakushi song in there. Put a couple of birds chirping. Those have the wind happen, and actually, now I'm thinking about that, I should probably try that. Sometimes I do have trouble falling asleep.
But you know what though? When he was in WWF, I was a big fan of his.
Really?
I
feel like he was there and had a feud with Bret Hart and then was gone.
Yeah, I mean, if they had kept him heel, he would have been a good heel. I think, he wouldn't have been a main event guy. He maybe could have been, Intercontinental title, but, he's just a silent guy in white. Because you have The Undertaker, who's the man in black. You could have had Hakushi, the man in white.
So you were looking for a Hakushi Undertaker match
Hey,
at some point.
hey, it could have happened. I mean, when Undertaker was at his best and Hakushi was at his best, you know. But yeah, I mean, the feud he had with Bret Hart, plus it was the move set that he had at the time.
I can't remember, to be honest with you, I can't remember any other match he's had outside of Bret Hart. Oh wait, no, except I know he was on a Survivor Series team at one point when he was a good guy. I think he was with like
Barry
the one.
Horowitz.
I was gonna say the 1-2-3 Kid, Marty Jannetty.
Yeah, he had a good match with 1-2-3 Kid at one pay per view. As another, I'm trying to remember which one that was, but
See, like I said, if you would have told me true or false, Hakushi fought the 1-2-3 Kid on a pay per view, I would have said false.
But you know what though, real quick,
Yeah.
and I'm not trying to be offensive to
I
anybody.
I think that was the prelude to whatever you're about to say. So go
So, with Classics on Demand, they've had seasons beatings, and they're showing a couple of Christmas themed stuff. And they had Barry Horowitz facing Rick Steiner, and I'm thinking to myself, it's Christmas versus Hanukkah.
Look at you.
Will Christmas be ruined by the evil Barry Horowitz?
Look at you.
But thankfully, it was only like 2 minutes. But
oh well, that's a very short match.
Yeah, it is. No disrespect to Barry Horowitz. No disrespect. Horowitz wins. Horowitz wins.
I miss Horowitz.
Me too.
What is he doing now?
That's a good question.
Maybe that'll be a future episode. We have to find out. Horowitz doesn't appear on any albums, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I'm almost sure of that.
I think I'd bet my next paycheck on that.
Really? Okay.
So the next song is The Undertaker with Graveyard Symphony.
Obviously, probably one of the most well-known and popular songs, and I actually think we hear not the exact, but we do. This is the first of many times I think we're going to talk about The Undertaker having something.
Oh God!
He might be the most that, as wrestler-wise, that's mentioned.
I'm thinking either him or Austin's going to be the one we say the
most. Yeah, Austin was a big one too. I mean, Taker just makes his debut on this one.
Yep.
Austin not on here yet. So.
If someone is willing to keep track of how many...
it can't be that hard for us to keep track.
You never know.
Just put a scoreboard up, Undertaker, and then Steve Austin. Let's check mark one on the Undertaker side right now.
Yeah. That's a good idea. But no, this is, this is, like you said, one of the famous songs of all time. One of the most recognizable. And it's The Undertaker. What else is there to say? I mean, there's really nothing else to say.
Agreed. Like I said, this is a really good song. It fits with the character. Again, this is one of those songs that you can't really transition to anyone else. That's pretty much it. At least I know that I can.
Yeah,
I can say about it.
Yeah, I couldn't think. Okay, next song, Shawn Michaels and Sexy Boy. Again, another all-time recognizable song.
Absolutely. He sings his own song, so that's always a plus for me. And yeah, just a good song for the character.
And you know what?
Actually, at the time, and then when he comes back as born again, he's not really a boy anymore. It no longer fits in my opinion. But at the same time, yeah, I still say at that time this was a great song that fit the character.
And you know what? The version where Sensational Sherry sings is actually not that bad.
No, not at all.
But Shawn singing it is good. But I do have to tell you a quick story.
Okay, go ahead. About Shawn Michaels, I assume?
Not with Shawn Michaels, but with the song.
Okay.
And this still...
You danced to it. That's what...
No. Oh, no. No. Hold on.
Wrestling fan danced to this song as a kid, hit the like button. If you think he dances to it to this day in 2013/2014, hit the like button.
Oh no, no. Okay, so I've never told you this, so I think you're gonna laugh.
I think I will too, just because you're building it up so
Yes.
much. Go ahead.
Oh, and it's Shawn Michaels. He wants to hear
I was
the
gonna say
story
that too.
too. Let it go. So anyway, so back in I used to ride buses to and from school, and one day these two older kids, they were like eighth, ninth grade,
Okay, and what were you around this time?
seventh,
Okay.
so they're probably like 2 years ahead of me. They started singing the Sexy Voice song together, like word for word, and we're just staring at them, and we're like, "What the hell is this?" These are two, you know, ninth grade males
Mm,
singing "Sexy Boy" together at the same time.
that is pretty weird. And
Oh my god! See, this is where you kids today have the advantage of the iPhone and the Androids. You could have recorded that today.
yeah, that's true. You could.
15 years ago, I could not have recorded that. Oh, but it scarred me for life. We're looking at however many of us were left on the bus. We're looking at each other. We're like, what the hell? Although I don't think the word hell was going through some of our minds.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure about that. I'm a little saddened that you enjoyed it.
No.
I thought that was going to be the surprise twist of the story.
Um, no. Could you imagine two African Americans and
What are the chances that those two kids also had in their backpack a copy of The Playgirl? Since they were such big fans.
Wow. I wouldn't have gone that far, but
Well, no, since they're such big fans. They have
fine.
everything that's Michael's. They have the glove. They have
The glasses.
yeah, what the like the red glasses.
Yeah,
That's what I mean. They have like everything that's associated with this. I mean,
they were part of the
Lord
clique.
knows the company pushed the man enough during that time.
Oh god. All right, so we're gonna go to the final song,
Here we go. I've been waiting for this. Like,
and
introduce it.
yes, this is still remembered after
Why
almost
wouldn't it be remembered? I take offense to that line that you just
in
said.
a positive way. Almost 20 years later, it's still talked about. Jeff Jarrett with My Baby Tonight.
I love this song. It's I mean, and this is the other one that we mentioned earlier that wasn't a theme song.
Mm-hmm.
We said that there was one other one. That's this one. And yeah, no, I'm just a big fan of the song. It was from the album Ain't I Great?
Yep. I'm still waiting for the Ain't I Great reunion tour.
Oh, if that ever happened. Well, I don't see, but the thing is, see, then they messed it up a bit. Because then they were like, oh, the Road Dogg did it, and now he's the real
Double J.
So they kind of ruined it after that. But before that it all happened, With My Baby Tonight, it had a music video. Actually, there's a question. Well, I know a lot of these are theme songs. I believe We're All Together Now had a music video as well. I think that, and With My Baby Tonight, but I don't think Thorn in Your Eye did.
I think you're right.
Because I remember Shawn Michaels dancing on a roof.
Oh, yes.
I remember this somehow.
Okay, yeah, I do remember that now.
They probably used part of that footage for Raw, too, and that was probably a Raw opening for a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
too. But no, yeah, With My Baby Tonight, love the song. Double J. And I've always wondered, since they put this one in, because I also liked his regular theme song.
Mm-hmm.
That was never put on an album.
Not that I remember.
Still sad of
Yeah.
to this day. Your thoughts on With My Baby Tonight?
It is a good song. I'm not gonna lie. I remember when they made the big deal of the Double J concert at an In Your House, and he was gonna sing the song live. Honestly, I would like to see if Jeff Jarrett ever is back in WWE. if they would be willing to have him sing that song one time.
Yeah, no, I would be interested in that too. But like I said, I think part of that they ruined because they did that whole thing where he was lip syncing the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
So for storyline purposes, it's not him anymore.
Right.
But then again, how long ago was this? They probably
Um,
just assume everyone doesn't know about that.
let's see. That was July '95 when that happened. So 18 years ago.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, there's not many. Some people listening might be surprised that we remember that.
Mm-hmm. It's a
And,
it's a
yeah.
fun, catchy, country song, and I again this goes back to my family, listening to country music and
Mm.
my somewhat knowledge of it because I'm not a big country fan, but no, this is a good country song. It's a lot better than say like Mickey James and some of her country songs, but
Mm.
still this is a good song.
Like I said, I'm just a big fan of this Double J song. JEFF, haha, JARRE.
And he was going to try to change the WWF into the Double JF.
Yep. Good times, folks.
Yep.
If you used to sing with my baby tonight, hit the like button.
All right. So, what are your thoughts on the album, Jim?
Well, like I said last time, this is going to be lower than the last album just because the last album was WrestleMania, the album.
Right.
Probably one of my favorite albums. So it goes a bit lower for me. And I think I said it at the end of that video where I was like, it doesn't matter what album's next, it's going to be lower. Because there's the highest standards have just passed with Slam Jam and WrestleMania, the album. For me, at least right now. But overall, it's a solid album. I mean, like I said, there's a couple of songs that I really love here. Like I mentioned, We're All Together Now with My Baby Tonight. On the theme song side of things, the Bret Hart song. And then there are some things I'm lukewarm to, like I said, the 1-2-3 Kid, Sid, and then, like I've already mentioned about Hakushi. And, like I said, not the Too Thrilled with Thorn. Not a huge fan. It's an okay song, Thorn in Your Eye.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just put this album as okay, but this is the important thing about this album, to me, is that this is going to start the trend of we've gone away, or at least a little bit, from the absurdity of creating songs that weren't theme songs but wrestlers sang.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is the first one that really has, like I said, a lot of theme songs that don't have a lot of lyrics on them.
Right. I'm gonna be honest. I actually like this album a little bit more than the WrestleMania album. Because for me, there were more tracks that I liked here. Like We're All Together Now. We're both in. We agree on that.
Mm.
With My Baby Tonight. I like the Hakushi song. I know you disagree, but
Right.
I like the Hakushi song. And then the Gold Dust song is still good. And then
I forgot about that one. Yeah, it is.
And then you have the ones like Diesel Blues, which is okay. The Lion King is just terrible. The worst the worst song on the album. And I like Mabel. I really do. I like Mabel, Viscera, whatever he wants to call himself. You know,
500-pound love machine.
Yeah, the world's largest love
machine.
The
world's largest love machine. Sorry about that, folks.
I don't think this is the best album we've reviewed yet. I would say Slam Jam and Pile Driver have been the best so far. But right now, I'd put it like, I'd put it in the middle right now.
All right, fair enough.
That's a fair, because we've only gone through 5 albums so far?
That sounds about right.
Yeah, so it's right in the middle. That's a good position for it. And the next time you guys watch us, we're going to talk about WWF The Music, Volume 2.
And don't forget to check out our other work at sunsetflipshow.com And of course, we're on the Twitter as well. You can see all that information in the description.
Yep. And hope you guys join us next time as we discuss wrestling's albums.